So why is it important to read everything that's happened in the whole entire process in any form of emergency care that a person may have to require at a point in their life, If your paperwork says habitual smoker, habitual drinker, as in alcohol, you might be unconscious the next time. And you can't say, hey, I don't drink, I don't smoke. They're going to go ahead and prescribe you medication and a process for high nicotine and high alcoholic, especially if it says daily smoker, daily drinker. You know what I mean? On the details within the report of your emergency visit at any hospital. So on mine, I felt like I thought I could heal myself, man. This time I had to stop, So I went in and I'm reading everything. I'm going, man, I ain't no habitual smoker, tobacco use, and habitual drinker. I could prove you right now my blood work and stuff like that, So I had them do 5 vials or whatever. They did 5 of them, for some reason. Right? So I got the report on that. I read everything, left all in good terms. Just noted everything that was of extreme negligence in there. Now, the guy that went ahead and did that, I memorized his name, looked him up, got his first and last name. Google AI, man, tell you everything, But you gotta verify though. You can't make yourself look like some slanderous or no fraud, but you gotta verify, but it'll give you the direction to go. So I'm looking at it going, habitual smoker, habitual drinker. Oh, okay, nothing happened in my situation. All it was inflammation or something like that, because I had ginger, I had ice cream, I had too much ginger, had ice cream, and then I had junk food and stuff like that. That's why I changed up, because I don't ever want to have no feeling of appendicitis in any form of my life. And it wasn't appendicitis, because I wanted to prove it wasn't, with the blood work, so it was just that part made me stop. I was at the part going like this. I could walk it off. Next I couldn't even stand. And I waited for about an hour and a half, about 2 hours, trying to get it going. But what was happening is that it was, the more I would drink a little bit of water, the worse it got, So I ended up calling them. I got full covered insurance, don't have to pay nothing. You know what I mean? And I got proof of all that. But you're not going to go ahead and misdiagnose me and stuff like that in any form of the writing. In California, if they make 3 errors on any type of ticket, stuff like that, it's dismissed. You got to prove it though. It's dismissed. Whatever they charge you, whatever is gone, I'm not sure if that's still the case. But anyways, let's go back to this, because you know why? I want to get money out of the hospitals. But in order for you to do that, you have to give them a chance to self-correct. Now, I went ahead and started researching AI, which took about days to finally get the letter together, because I was looking at all these different avenues. Started emailing this person, emailing that person within the first day. About 4 or 5 days, I was complete of emailing everyone involved, from the personal person at the hospital to the emergency room to the people that oversee them to their HR to all the different levels of emailing. There's a great deal of delay, which is not in violation. And you gotta understand, they have a certain quota to fulfill that's within policy to satisfy that. But I got all of them to apologize in writing within 3 days. You know why? Because it was such a big case in that scenario. I would have got millions out of that place, and now I would have brought the news, I would have brought everybody. You know what I mean? And nothing even happened to me. But just the sake of them trying to place this on my record, and it's not even true, there's already extreme violation. Because now, if a person's unconscious and they're going to go ahead and diagnose it in that manner. You know what I mean? In terms of like, oh, he's a habitual smoker, habitual drinker. You know what I mean? So they're not going to diagnose you in any form within the procedures that's going to be along the lines of a person that's sober, that doesn't do any of that. Even if it's been for years and a long time, it doesn't matter. They have no right to try to die, because you could die, especially if you're unconscious, and they'll do it on purpose. You know what I mean? So, at first I got letters saying, 90 days, we're going to correct it. And here's the proof that we'll do it. Next I started sending more to the head departments, Department of Health, all these different areas. I was hoping they would just ignore me. You know what I mean? Ignore me for like 6 months. And let me send it off to the Santa Monica office and let's collect. You know what I mean? Because I do not use law firms of Hawaii. I'm not a part of that nepotism, favoritism. You know what I mean? Why do you think Target and Macy's settled? You know what I mean? If I were to use a law firm here, and then plus, I'm sending pictures to the judge, man, with federal marshals going, yeah, bro, the same people that protect you are protecting me. So don't even get it like I'm forcing them to go like this. You know what? We're going to go ahead and be corrupt to this person. I'm forcing them to be honest. Forcing them to respect my rights. I'm forcing them to respect the Constitution. I'm forcing them to use proper judgment whether the policy's corrupt or not. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I was hoping that the hospital system would have went ahead and neglected me and did things like that, but they didn't. There's no way you're going to get in 3 days after you finally hit all the top people. It took about 2 weeks after the scenario, and they're saying 90 days, we're going to correct it. You know what I mean? You have to do all these things to correct it, you know? And then I sent them a letter about analyzing my blood work, like as if I was a doctor myself. And that what took the longest, like about a day or two, to get everything perfect with all the ratings. I'm talking about hemoglobin, all the different categories that prove in my blood work that no, I'm not a habitual smoker, no, I'm not a drink alcohol and stuff like that, all proven through what? Your blood. You know what I mean? So, but they self-corrected. And who gets an apology in writing in 3 days, sent and an email? And then when I call them, everyone's just like, oh, how you doing, Peter Rico, this and that, like they're all in trouble, you know what I mean? You know, but man, I did that for a reason what? So the next guy that comes in that they try to take advantage of and they try to discriminate for whatever reasons, you know what I mean? They love doing that out here. That's why they keep losing. You know, I went long just saying, oh, where's your friend that likes to harass people? You know, we got 10, 12 hours of this guy harassing and we're going to win. We don't want you guys to lose your job now. We want you guys to keep your job because you guys are going to pay. You know what I mean? You know why you're going to pay? Because all your management staff, see that lady right there that you're talking about, you don't know that guy? She knows that guy. You know, I know you know her, right? So they're like, oh no, we don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, right. I'm going to point out, and the manager's like this. You know what I mean? You know, I ain't even got the camera up. You know what I mean? It don't matter. You know what I mean? When you shine too hard and you protect innocent oppressed, bro, they cannot deny the fact that they're going to do what? Be so shameful and body language like that. The judge will look at that go, so you mean to tell me this guy came in there and warned you guys, which is his right, then he started filming you, which is consent by me, because I can film anywhere in public as long as I got consent. There's one man consent out here, you know what I mean? So you can film anywhere, you know, unless it posts it and you still could film. You know what I mean? Because why are these cameras all up for? You know what I mean? Pervertiveness? Nah, it's for our right for that, and also access for we could film too as well. You can't go ahead and apply things in life out here in business and don't have other people apply it towards yourselves as well. This is not, you know, this is the United States still. We still, you know, vouch for the Constitution. We don't care if you're a private company. We don't care. That's why we gain settlements. You know, but I was hoping that doctor all the way up will just ignore me. Like, this guy is nothing. I try to present myself like so they could go ahead and discriminate and harass me as much as they want, apply prejudice and all that, and even put it in writing. You know what I mean? But they self-corrected. So, hey, you know what I mean? You have to test people. Why? Because you got to protect the people that come in behind that are so what? Humble, naive, meek, passive, and got the energy to deal with things like that. They'll stress out and they'll die, you know what I mean? Because they're, you know, so paranoid and anxiety of walking on eggshells, because everyone likes that attitude. Hey, don't listen to the inner voice, listen to me, walking on eggshells. You know, hey, I'm security, you don't belong on this private property, you know, this and that. I go, did you know that she has a medical condition? Did you ask all these situations? Why are you even telling her to get out of here? You know what I mean? Because it's not even right. So what if it's a private property? It ain't a private property. I'm telling you that right now. I mean, we ain't trying to fire you, Mr. whatever security person you work at. We're to get your people so all you guys still work and pay. I mean, how you guys going to expect to pay this situation? But what's going to happen truly is that we're going to make the company pay, and the company's going to fire them automatically. That's on them. We're not trying to fire them. We're looking at your actions saying, who's vouching for you? Oh, our manager said this and that because, you know, will you hire me if I lose my job, if I disobey them? That's all I need to hear. Let's go. You know what I mean? Bah!